So if you see your name with the title Mr. or Mrs., or they use our name in uppercase, this is back to Admiralty law.
The legal fiction is an abstract term to explain a concept, and so is the term straw man.
With debt collectors, people assume when a debt collector comes round that they have actual power. They don't. They have no power whatsoever. They only have the power that you give to them.
90% of the crime, or 99% of the crime they perceive that is crime, is actually called victimless crime. There is no victims, and crime can only exist if there is a victim.
You know, we've seen police officers more interested in becoming debt collectors and enforcing policies, you know, such as speeding tickets and fines and things like that, because they're easy targets.
Once you comprehend the difference between lawful and legal, and ultimately what your legal fiction straw man is, the fear of debt collectors, police and authority just goes away.
This short film is going to show the criminalisation of the homeless in the UK. Make a Stand is here to show you how to stand up for the most vulnerable members in our community. We hope that you will make a stand with us today to stop this unlawful behaviour by our public officials. Thank you for your time.
One night to be confused, one night to speed up truth. We had a promise made, 4 hands and then away. Both under influence, we had divine sense to know what to say. Mind is a razor blade to call for hands of above. To lean on, would it be good enough for me now? One night of magic rush, the start a simple touch. One night to push and scream, and then relief. 10 days of perfect tunes, the colors red and blue. We had a promise made, we were in love. To call for hands of above, to lean on, wouldn't be good enough for me now. To call for hands of above, to lean on, wouldn't be good enough. And you knew the hand of the devil, and you kept us awake with closed teeth, sharing different heartbeats in one life. To call for hands of above, to lean on, wouldn't be good enough for me now. To call for hands of above, to lean on, wouldn't be good enough.
It's like a signal spike. No, you do.
Oh, I nearly napped on your phone there.
Alright.
That's it.
I just set up the way. We talked that we did last time. First off, of course, what's your name?
Do I look into the camera or just be yeah, Connor McEwen. I ended up homeless about 6-7 months ago. Family problems, and then going to a different area, not having no local connection. You've got to have a local connection to be able to live somewhere. And it's hard when you move to a different area. Mainly the public calling you tramps and telling you to get a job and things like that. And the police coming and arresting you, telling you to move on all the time. Well, you can't go anywhere. You've got limited places where you can go. Yeah, I was just sat down, just minding my own business. Usually when you beg, you get told off, which I wasn't begging. I was just sat there. I wasn't asking any people or anything for money. And the cop would come up and just picked me up off the floor. Instead of saying, like, get up or anything, he just picked me up off the floor. slammed me into the van and says you're under arrest for a section 35 public order offence. I says, public order offence, I haven't done nothing wrong, I've only been sat down. He says, you're begging. I says, I'm not begging. Oh, we've seen people coming up and giving you money. But yeah, but there's a difference, people coming up to you, giving you money, and you asking people for money, do you know what I'm saying? So, and he just picked us up, slammed us into the van, arrested us, and now I've got to go, I'm up at court next week for it, so.
Have you noticed what everything they're doing is criminal towards the homeless, and they're getting away with it? But the conqueror is injuring her by harassing her, intimidating her. Like I say, just their whole behaviour is shocking. It's understandable. You okay, Rubes?
Here we are in this country, the home of most Western law, really, in terms of what's executed in America and things like that. Its roots are in British law.
So you've literally got tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, of laws which every day, you know, we could be breaking without knowing.
We think we're free. We think we've got free choice.
If you get the average man or woman walking the street, and you say to them, the law says this, you must do this, they will do it. They will just comply.
We're enforcing policies, acts and statutes which, when looked into, are not actually necessarily lawful.
Lawful is according to the law, and law is don't cause injury, harm or loss to people or their property.
Legal pertains to our legal system and where statutes and acts come from. And it's a system that doesn't actually relate to common laws.
Black's Law Dictionary states that a statute is a legislative rule of a society given the force of law by those who consent.
One of the precepts that they work on is a legal maxim, which is, let he who would be deceived, be deceived.
Funny enough, you look at the bottom of the birth certificates, most of it say, warning, this is not a means of identification. So it's actually telling you it has nothing to do with you whatsoever. It's just a legal mechanism to maintain that they know what slave they're dealing with at that point of time, because you're a thing to them, you're an inferior.
And that is pretty much their attitude. You have to have a system that no one understands in order to enslave people.
The courts and the police, the government are all corporations, and they're working together against us.
What's happened for us in this country is that now public is considered governance, private is business, and the people are nothing. They don't exist. They have no power or meaning. They are the ones to be bullied and trodden upon because they're just the little businesses.
You realise that the whole thing is a charade, and it's like smoke and mirrors.
You can see the whole trick now. You know, the whole. When you have that aha moment, it's like.
No, don't give him your name, don't give him your number. You don't need to give him anything. It's a civil matter, it's not a criminal. It is a criminal matter. How is it a criminal offence? It's on the railway. It's on the railway? It is, it's on railway property. We can move on. Railway property, so okay, making this an offence, okay? Offence? What offence? It's an offence to make. Under what law? Under what law? It doesn't matter what law, it does matter what law. You can't enforce them when you don't understand. So what law is it breaking? It has something to do with you, sir, so you can ask you to move forward, please. I was going to speak to this man. You feel alarmed and distressed. Are they intimidating you? Are they intimidating you? I thought so. Is that a criminal offence? Under what law? It's very much to do with me, sir. I'm a lawful observer, and we're here to help the homeless in Cardiff today. To protect and serve the public under the common law of the land. There's a right to do this. Under what law? Tell me what law, and you can continue to do your job. It's an act. An act of parliament. Do you know the definition? Do you know the definition of an act of parliament? I am indeed. You're not obliged to give them your name.
They can only apply their legal mechanisms if they have the name of the slave they're dealing with. If you state, well, I don't want to give my name, then they can't apply the mechanisms to you because they have no name for their paperwork. And remember, all their systems work via paperwork. It's all paperwork.
I think you might be wanted.
Well, if I'm wanted, what's the problem?
Could be arrested.
Well, then arrest me then, innit?
I need to establish who you are.
No, you don't. If you think I'm the person that's wanted, arrest me, innit?
Where do you live? Tell me your date of birth.
What? Stop.
I'll give you what? I want your details now.
Lock me up for what?
Give me your details.
Lock me up for what?
Give me your details.
Lock me up for what?
Lock me up for what? Give me your details.
Well, get my details. And I tell you this as well. Yeah, I tell you this as well. I'm not a criminal. I'm a peaceful man sitting out here. I just burn down the system of corruption and pollution that we now represent.
But in the meantime, I'll leave you to it, but obviously if there are any problems, then I might have to come back and obtain your details and speak to you further.
Look, you have no right to just leave me to it. You have no right to say you're going to come back and ask for my details. I'm me, he's him, yeah. You're you. That's our details.
Oh yeah. Am I obliged to give you my details?
We've spoken to you.
Yes.
Okay, we've asked you to leave the store.
Yes. Wait a second.
Give me your details. You have my details.
Am I obliged to give you my details?
You're not obliged to give me your details.
Oh, great, okay.
Why?
How are you defining yourself under the sex crime definition?
Am I obliged to answer that, sir?
It's entirely up to you.
I do not wish to answer any questions, sir.
You don't have to, I'm just asking you.
Am I obliged?
You're not obliged.
I'm not obliged. No comment.
Okay, that's fine.
What are you doing?
Am I obliged to answer that, sir?
No?
No comment.
Okay. Are you going to answer any of my questions?
If I'm obliged, I will, but if I'm not obliged, then I won't be answering any questions.
Oh, that's fine.
Are you going to tell us your name or not?
Am I obliged?
And then you're getting out your van and coming over and trying to intimidate me. Go back in your van and go away, there'll be no complaints. Stay here, I'll be speaking to your sergeant about all of you.
You it is. I am a lawful observer. I'm a lawful observer. You're intimidating this man unlawfully. Leave him alone. He's homeless. Move on if you want to move on. We have freedom of speech in this country.
If I cause anything alarm or distress, if you give him a 35, was he still obstructing me course of his duty? Here we are, okay. Can I speak to him?
Dad, just let him do their thing. Dad.
Be quiet, I'm trying to explain this right, so. You're nobody, I'm a police officer. You've got no power over me, mate.
Dad, chill. Oh, mate, don't give him your details. He's lying, otherwise he would have arrested you already. Take this to court. You haven't done nothing wrong. Don't.
Sir, I'm asking you again, sir. Can you just move away from the area, please?
You can ask me if you want, mate, but I feel this man. I feel alarmed and distressed. See? Intimidation, that's it. Don't give him your name. Casually walk. Come with me.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. If you want to take your blog or whatever you do, with that, that's fine. Has he done nothing wrong? Okay. At the moment, he's begging. He's told us he's begging. He's told us he's begging.
You committed fraud by tricking him into a false contract. He isn't. What are you doing right now? There it is. There's your contract. You have committed a criminal act by harassing this man. Whoa, whoa, no, whoa, 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 whoa.
No, you got no power. You got no power. Step away now, okay?
Don't assault him.
Don't touch me like that, okay? Don't touch me like that, okay?
Don't touch him.
Okay?
You went in his personal space.
That's right, because he's getting in my colleague's personal space. You're obstructing a police officer.
You assaulted him. You could have asked him. You could have asked him.
Don't touch me, right? That's it.
Power, mate. You have all the power, don't you? Yeah, because you're wearing that shoe.
You're ashamed of yourself.
Is he being detained?
So you failed to see his details, yeah?
No. Under what law?
What? Under the Police and Criminal Evidence Act?
Oh, no. No.
Yes.
It has to be a crime committed for him to give his details. There's been no crime committed. Therefore, you have no power. Just carry on. Is he free to go? Don't give him your date of birth as a contract. Cheers, man. Cheers for helping the community. Nice one.
Just stay safe and be as safe as you can, and don't worry about the police. They think they know. They think they know everything, but they don't. Trying to survive to the best I can. I mean, it's not the worst of places. Well, it is. Like when you're on the street, it's the worst. The worst place is to be on the streets, but the only place you can go is up. Do you know what I'm saying? We're not all that bad, you know what I mean? Just give us the time and space to sit down and chat with us and get to know us, and you know what I mean, know that we're not all actually that bad, you know what I mean? Some of us are on drugs, some of us aren't. There's homeless people that have got kids and families, and you know what I'm saying, and they have to go on the streets. We're not all that bad. Don't listen to, you know what I mean, bad rumours and all. Get to know us first, you know what I'm saying? Get to know us, take time, sit down with us for 5 minutes, buy us a cup of tea. You don't even have to buy us a cup of tea, just sit down and speak to us and get to know us. You know what I mean? We're not all that bad. Just say to all those homeless people out there, I know what you're going through, it is hard, stay safe and do the best you can.